I just discovered my new obsession, hot gluing my border to my felt background so it lays beautifully flat. Hello friends, I'm Claire and I'm a first-year special education teacher in Maryland. This video is labeled as day 4 of classroom setup, but it's actually a combination of day 4, 5, 6, I don't know how many different days are going to be a little bit mashed together. This week is a little crazy. I'm in training at other facilities or other schools for new hire information and also for special education training. So I'm just kind of popping in the building when I have time a little bit before we actually report back to work for full days. So hopefully everything makes sense when I put it all together in here and you can follow along. But if you see my outfits changing, it's because it's a couple different days. So here we go. So here's one of my current dilemmas. I am trying to figure out, so here's my laptop, and for a while, just for convenience sake, I had it plugged in over there, but obviously I'm a klutz. I will trip over the cord every day if I have to walk and step over it. So I'd rather, even though it has to go behind, I'd rather it plug in over here. So I got this power strip and I had it down on the floor, but then it blocks some of these drawers. So I'd rather it be up here, but I don't want it sitting out like this. I think I want it to sit kind of like that. So I could access 4 of the plugs. The only things I can think of that I'm going to plug in are my laptop and then a charging cord for my phone. And I really can't think of anything else, but have 2 extra plugs just in case. So I was just chatting with my husband, and we think that if we got some of the Velcro command strips, that those, and used a bunch, because this isn't very heavy, and there's not going to be a lot of the weight of plugs, because it also has this to help take off some of the weight. I think most of the weight is actually the plug pulling down. But I think if we put enough of the Velcro command strips behind it, then it will stay up. But with the Velcro ones, it's nice because it'll be easier if for some reason I did need to take it out and be able to pull it off and adjust something. I could also then put it back up without having to completely replace all the strips. So, adding some Velcro command strips to my shopping list. So I put up the wood trim for the bulletin boards, but I discovered that my math was wrong and I ran out on that side, plus I didn't do any of that bulletin board. So I ordered some more of that trim, and then I'm going to do a double border, but the other color that I picked just didn't quite work right. It was kind of like a coral green blue, and it didn't really match with this blue. So I ordered a new one, hoping to get that one up, but I also have all of my letters done for my sign. So I'm going to show you, which you may have seen on other channels too, but just in case you haven't, I'm going to show you one of the tips that I learned from watching Pocketful of Primary for the best way to hang up individually cut letters on a bulletin board and keep them straight. So let me move my camera. Alright, so once we have all the letters cut out, first thing to do is to find a straight edge that you can use to line the letters up. So I'm going to use the edge of my desk. I have a yardstick, you could use that as well, but mine works here. So I'm just going to use that edge. Obviously my G hangs down a little lower. Try to check the spacing as you go. And then I was using this roll of border, which is what's going to go up as so I can have consistent space in between when there's two different words. Now the trick is painter's tape. So I've got this roll and I ripped off a strip. Got a little twisted up, so let me untwist it. No, I'm just gonna start with a new strip. So I'm gonna rip off a strip of painter's tape that is longer than the words. And then carefully, without moving any of the letters, try to place it down and then gently press. So, and then as I need to, you can, adjust if one rotated a little, this R twisted a little, I can move it a little, but for the most part, now I can pick up this whole strip and the letters are all stay together, and I can go put it up on the board, and this lets me position it a couple times before I figure out the final placement. And then I'm a little weird, so I think I'm actually going to use my hot glue gun to attach the letters to the board so I don't have to put staples through them, because if I put staples through them and then need to move them next year, then there'll be staple holes. So if I use the hot glue gun, then I should be able to take them down and reuse them again a different time without them being marked up. But staples work too. All right, so now I'm gonna get ready to start positioning things up on the board. So another tip before hanging them up, I got the mountains up, and basically while it was attached to the tape, I held it up and kind of folded it in half to see where things lined up for the middle. And it did end up being in between the N and the T. So then I was able to line that up with the middle of my board. Now I have Together We as one set and Can Move, but obviously Together We is longer. So once again, I can move these and just kind of compare. So that Can Move is about the same length as Together. It's a little bit longer, but so that means that if the we lines up over the middle of the N and the T, then everything, hopefully, cross fingers, will work out. So let's see what happens. All right, there it is, finished, taped up. Still have to go through and hot glue it in, but I think it looks pretty centered to me. So I'm excited to not have to keep moving it around and stepping back, so yay math. So I remembered something else that I'll need to plug in, at least just during setup time and maybe some other times, and that is my cordless glue gun that my mom got me, and I am so thankful for. It was definitely a want, not a need, but it is awesome to have for doing things like my bulletin board. So basically it plugs into this base and it heats while it's on the base. It comes with its own little drip catcher, and then when I'm ready to use it, it's a little hard to do one-handed. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to put the phone down. It pulls out, and then end of the day bell. And then the directions say that it's good for 2 minutes. I've definitely used it for longer than 2 minutes, and the glue keeps coming out. You do, like all glue guns, have to make sure you have enough glue to keep pushing it through, to keep feeding it. But I love this, and I'm going to go use it now to put up my bulletin board. So sadly, when I pulled the painter's tape off, it actually lifted the edge. And then, because when it did that, now my eye looks funky. Plus, since I used the glue gun, I was able to just pop it off easy. and I'm going to try to run it through the laminator, see if heating it again will fix that so it looks nice. So let's see what happens. Yay, it worked. The laminator saved my letter I. So I'm gonna put it up, and now I'll show you guys how I put up the rest of the letters. So the glue gun stays warm for 2 minutes once you pull it off the heating block. I think that'll be enough to do all those letters, but we'll see if it starts. But put the I back up first, so easy fix. Some glue down the back. So to glue the letters on, I simply pull back one letter, add some glue, and then fold it back and press it down. Pull the tape off a little bit so I can pull the next letter over and keep going through. As you see, I made a little bit of a mistake when I put the tape on the letters, and some of them the tape wasn't actually touching the paper, so a few moved, but it was pretty easy to get them back in place and be able to keep moving down the line. So I'm just going to keep sliding my chair down, gluing each letter, and we'll see what it looks like at the end. Yay! The really nice thing now that I'm done is I can actually go back and if I saw an area like maybe I wanted this tree to sit down more, I can squeeze in the electric one and press it down. Tap this M. The whole time without me having to reheat it. I can feel it getting a little cold now, so but that was plenty of time for that project. I am so excited how it turned out. It is finished. This definitely took me way longer than it possibly could have. There's probably a way to have done it faster, but I love it. See if I can zoom in. You can see the little animals on the mountains, and I have some over there too, and I love it. I'm so excited. So yay. I just discovered my new obsession, hot gluing my border to my felt background so it lays beautifully flat. A little bit more. So beautiful. Recap for where we stand right now. As you can see, finished the border. So excited. I don't have all the trim done because I'm waiting on another order of the wood grain trim to finish that bulletin, but I did finish trimming that one. Now I just have to decide what I'm going to put on it. Let me flip the camera around. All right, so this area didn't change very much. But what did change, because everything changes when you're in a school, as everybody knows, is I actually found out that now I don't have to have this area for outside services. There's actually an office in the hallway of my classroom, and that's where they're going to be. So this space is now available to me, and I kind of want to make this the calm down corner just because it's away from the learning space. So that way, because if I make that the calm down corner, then people can like see, and it kind of defeats the purpose of getting to take a break away and go reset yourself. So this is where it's going to end up being, but I have to figure out what to do with these cords. I kind of was playing around with seeing if I could drape them. I'd have to get a different extension cord, but if I could somehow like secure them and drape them along the top of the board and then down the corner and along the base, that might help to keep them like out of sight, out of mind for when the kids are over here. So yeah, trying to figure out what to do and how to use this as the calm down space, still figuring out how to make this into a sensory movement break kind of place. Did get my Promethean board. Our IT person came in, so my monitor, it's off now, but my monitor does work, so I can actually see on the monitor to put stuff on the Promethean, but it's still very blue. And yeah, started organizing a few things and putting a few stuff back on the shelves. But I'm kind of waiting till I meet with my other teacher so that we can confirm what stuff actually should be saved and what stuff we don't need anymore. But next week I'm in training, so I don't know when I'll get in to work on that. This is probably the end for this video, since like I said, I've got training most of the days next week, so the next time I come in might actually be our first day of reporting back to work. So I hope you've enjoyed. I know I didn't actually finish setting up my classroom, but hopefully you've enjoyed the process so far, and I'll keep updating next week and as I finish it up, and then into the school year, sharing some different ideas and things that I use as a special education teacher, and probably also posting and looking for you guys to help give me some tips and ideas. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video, leave a comment, let me know anything that you thought about how I have the classroom set up. If you have any tips for that calm down corner, that would be awesome to help me, because I have a couple days till I'm going to be back in here to work on that. And I hope you subscribe so you can keep following along on the journey. See you later.